You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo!
My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
You are now listening to BaaD Radio.
Hello and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here in the News Radio WFLA Orlando studios from 11 a.m. to noon every Sunday. And I'm your host, Angela Smarito. And with me, we have Melissa Jacob with Striking Brand.
Hello, hello.
Melissa is our beautiful co-host and videographer. And if you go to baadradio.com, that's BAAD radio.com. And that, again, that stands for Business at a Distance. I've been having a fun time telling people, yeah, I work BaaD Radio. And then I feel like I have to do that explanation of like why it's called that. But if you go to baadradio.com, you can see previous episodes of the show there. And then you can also check out our YouTube page because it is BaaD Radio as well, because all of our previous shows live there as well. And if you want to check out the rest of Melissa's other work, you just go to strikingbrand.com, and because she is a photographer as well as a videographer. And before we jump into everything, I want to thank our sponsor, Ground Up Property Services. The Florida heat is here, and it's so dry. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like the lake by my house, Trotwood, is so low. So we saw Rick the other day, and he is slammed. But anyway, not slammed enough to take your business. So give Rick a call at 407-468-4295 or visit groundupinc.net. Very excited to welcome Hiroko Shimoda. She is an acupuncturist, physician, and owner of Medical Acupuncture in Oviedo. How'd I do? Did I get it right? Mostly? Here, pull that a little bit closer to you. There you go. Yeah. So this is all, like I said, a radio thing, so we got to get your voice right in there. So welcome to the show. Doesn't it seem like it was so long ago that we sat down and did our one-to-one and we put you on the calendar? I know. It was. Right. So let's just well, first and foremost, let's tell everybody where your business is.
Okay, our business is located in Oviedo, next to Habanero's restaurant, and right by the Oviedo Medical Center.
Okay, so we all know where right that is, close to the Oviedo Mall. It's kind of like off of Aloma, right? And you've got it's like a little building center, and you have a suite in there.
That's correct.
Okay. Now let's just give everybody a brief little insight onto what exactly is acupuncture besides people getting needles stuck into them.
So acupuncture is it originated in China.
Oh, China?
And,
okay, I thought it was Japan. So
no, in China, and it was our medicine until the Western medicine came in. So acupuncture, what acupuncture does is it restores our body's natural ability to heal itself.
Okay, that's so fascinating. Like you say it and it sounds too good to be true. So how old is the practice of acupuncture?
The practice of acupuncture is more than 3,000 years old.
That's amazing. And it's amazing to me that they could figure something out that is scientific, that's 3,000 years ago. It blows me away. All right. So how did you end up getting into the field?
Well, that would be an interesting
That's what we're here to talk about, girl. It's all about talking about you. So,
well, I'm Japanese, and I came to U.S., or to be specific, Florida in 1997 because I wanted to study resort hotel management. So
okay, far from acupuncture, but okay.
Yeah, so I picked the land of Mickey Mouse, and it was the right place to come for that. And I was in the hospitality industry for more than 2 decades.
Wow, okay.
And my dream was to work at a hotel on Disney property, and I did that. I found out that I didn't want to go up to the management in hospitality industry after seeing what my managers were going through.
Right.
But I did enjoy the industry, so I stayed in there. But we work weekends.
Oh, yeah.
We work holidays.
Yep.
And we work shifts and go into the late night. When you're young, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, I was thinking when I was in, I think, late 20s, well, I love this, and this is all I wanted to do. But can I do this when I'm 55, 60, 65? And I thought, I'm not sure.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I can relate. I mean, waiting on tables was something that a lot of college kids did. I was one of them. And, you get to this point where you're so used to having like a wad of cash in your pocket. I mean, like I said, it's different. I know in the hotels, but for the, when you're working, I worked at Church Street Station, which was a tourist destination too. And I was just so used to having, like I said, all this money all the time. But I watch people as they try to grow and have families and like have just like normal lives, and it's pretty hard in the
Yeah.
hospitality industry.
Mhm.
You sacrifice a lot.
Yes, you're right. And I started in hotels, but I spent the rest of most of my career in a restaurant
Oh,
on
okay.
City Walk at Universal.
Oh,
So,
love City
yeah,
Walk.
that was a lot of fun. But
Pat O'Brien's used to be my jam. I used
Uh-huh.
to love it there.
yeah, I didn't know what else I wanted to do though, because that's all I focused on since high school, right? That was my goal. And one day, the turning point was I ran into a friend of mine at a mall. He was a bartender, and all the hospitality industry people know. Once you're in the industry, you may hop from hotel to hotel, restaurant to restaurant,
Yep.
but you pretty much stay.
Mhm.
So when you meet old friend, it's like, where are you working now, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, which bar are you working at? And he goes, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. And I said, well, what are you doing now? And he goes, I'm an acupuncture physician now.
Mm-hmm.
And my jaw just dropped because
Because you're like random, right?
well, yeah, and it is our medicine. It is something I was familiar with, but I didn't know it was available in United States.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing any acupuncture clinic
Mm-hmm.
while I was driving by. I don't think I ever even thought to look for it.
Right.
So that was my inspiration. And one of the best schools in country happens to be in Orlando.
Oh,
And
nice.
I lived in Orlando at
Right.
the time. So that was my inspiration. I knew what I wanted to do. So
Mhm.
I decided to go back to school. I studied, I graduated, I got licensed, and that's how I got into acupuncture.
I love that story. That's
actually.
so like by chance, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those are the types of things that make my head spin. It's
Mhm.
like all the different things in the universe that had to happen to make that connection that completely changed the course of your life. It can make my head hurt when I start thinking about it too much. But I'm trying to think when acupuncture became like. I'm just trying to remember growing up when I first became aware of acupuncture, and I think I knew of it, but I didn't really understand what it was all about. My husband had some neck injuries before Aiden, my son, was born, like so it would be 17 years ago, and he was in like not chronic but acute pain in his neck, and he did try everything, and acupuncture was one of them. He ended up using a decompression machine at a chiropractor's office is what finally was like did it. But that's when I think I first really kind of understood that acupuncture is a help to help relieve pain. But it also does, it also does other things, right? Like as far as like things it can do health-wise, right?
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
it all health related though?
It is all health related,
Okay.
physical and mental health.
Okay.
Just like I said, that was our medicine.
Mhm.
And acupuncture is one modality of what we call oriental medicine.
Mhm.
So acupuncture, scraping, the herbal medicine, those all fall under the umbrella of oriental medicine. And if you think about it, like what does Western medicine can do, right? It can treat the pain, but it can treat mental health. It can treat the internal medicine. So acupuncture is exactly the same.
Right.
Acupuncture is known the best for pain management.
Right, but
But-
like with acupuncture, you don't get hooked on like pain meds, and it doesn't kill your liver and all the things that like I associate
More
with,
holistic.
with Western medicine.
Mhm.
I do though. I can't help it, but acupuncture doesn't have those kind of side effects, right?
Not really. Acupuncture does have some side effects, but those side effects are getting a little lightheaded right after
Oh,
the
that's
treatment.
nothing.
Or, blood pressure lowering,
Right.
things like that.
We're gonna pick up on that after the break, so everybody.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore. Summer is here, and so is it time for a trip to Premier Couple Superstore. They have a huge selection of lingerie, shoes, toys, games, love oils, and a ton of great gifts. 5009 South OPT or shop online at premiercouples.net because a couple that plays together stays together. Mhm. All right. Well, we that first 10 minutes just flew by. So we're talking with Hiroko, and she is an acupuncture physician, and she's the owner of Medical Acupuncture in Oviedo. And we left off with talking about side effects, and I think side effects terminology can have like a negative connotation. So let's not use the word side effects. Let's say like when you get acupuncture, you get a little lightheaded. I mean, you get lightheaded when you get blood. So you know what I mean. I don't look at that as a negative. You know, I don't. But I'm talking about like people that get hooked on pain meds that like basically like can destroy their liver, basically, you know, they have to end up going to have to like rehab for it. That does not happen.
But if you have naturally like low blood pressure, is that something that they should be like conscious of before they have an appointment? Because if it could lead to lowering your blood pressure if you already are prone to that.
Well, so what we tell our patient is one of the things is that acupuncture can lower the blood sugar level.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
So if you ever had acupuncture, you've probably been told that before you come to the treatment, eat something, right? Yeah. So because that's why some people can get lightheaded, the blood sugar level will go down. So before they come to the treatment, there are some things that we advise people to do. And one of the things is make sure that you eat something or even light snack, a banana, crackers, to avoid that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about a little bit about your practice. And do you call it practice? Okay, a practice clinic, that sort of thing. And let's talk about the types of patients that you see. So let's just name some of the ailments or whatever that you treat.
So our specialty is neurology, which is nerve issues, pain, including acute and chronic, and stress, anxiety, and sleeping issues.
Okay.
So most people will come for that. However, it's not just limited to it. If someone comes in with digestive issues, we treat them. If someone comes in with other conditions, we won't turn them away. But number one thing that we treat is probably low back pain. And other pain conditions, neck pain, like your husband, knee pain, shoulder pain, and things like that. What we are seeing increasingly in the clinic is anxiety and stress disorders and symptoms that comes with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that can
after
be
COVID.
digestive, that can be sleeping, that can be just
It's a
about
big one.
anything. Weight gain, weight loss.
Yep.
I mean, the whole gamut of that. Walk us through the process. So when somebody comes in, how does that work? Do you sit down and have I always think of the terminology CNA, client needs analysis, but that's a sales term. So how do you go about it?
So when you think about acupuncture, people will call our office. So we will make an appointment for them. And when they come into our clinic, the first thing we will do is initial exam. That's where we'll sit down together and find out what your problem is. We will do past the medical history review, evaluation of your current medical conditions. And one of the most important thing is the goal setting. So why are you here for, right? Because it is my job to help you achieve that health goals.
Right.
In some cases, we will do a physical test or lab review.
Okay.
And after that, first thing that I will do is to make sure that acupuncture is the right option for you. So I want to make sure that your body responds to acupuncture.
How do you
and
do
I
that?
want to know.
Do you poke
Very
them?
good question. Let me just poke you.
You're like, let me
couple of
see your
needles,
hand up.
right? What we typically do is we prescribe a few what we call assessment visits. So during those visits, I'm looking for signs of improvement, the signs that their body is responding to acupuncture. Typically, those were reduction in intensity of pain, reduction in areas of the pain, reduction in frequency of the pain or discomfort. Or if you have a sleeping issue, are you sleeping better?
Right.
Are you not waking up as much as you usually do? Or maybe do you feel better when you wake up?
Right.
That-
Like more rested kind of thing. Gotcha.
So as long as we see any signs of improvement, no matter how small or how subtle, how short that might be after the visit, as long as there is sign, I know that your body responds to acupuncture. So after the assessment visit, then we'll talk about actual treatment care.
Right.
Our treatment is very customized, highly
Okay,
customized.
love it.
Yeah. And we are corrective care facility, meaning we
A
don't
what?
just
I'm sorry,
provide
what? A corrective care?
corrective care
Okay.
facility. So we not only provide the relief from the symptoms that you're experiencing, we get to the root cause,
Love it.
what is causing the problem in the first place, so that we can correct that, right? Hence corrective care. That way you will be able to maintain the results for years to come.
So what if it's somebody's dietary issues and you're like, you know what, I'm sorry, you're going to have to lay off the McDonald's. I mean, do you advise them like that?
I do.
Good. Well, because I think so many times is that people are their own worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that. They're like, I don't understand why my gut hurts so bad, and you're like, well, because you're eating a ton of crap. So you know what I mean? They
But
don't.
a lot of people don't know that.
Mm.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't know. So it's one of, it's part of my job to help them understand and educate them.
Do you give them dietary recommendations, or do you like send them to somebody else in BNI that can help them? I mean, like you said, that sounds like it. I mean, I think it's amazing, but it's almost like it's like you're doing more than what.
Like a nutritionist.
Yeah, which is great. Oh wait, you have all those herbs and stuff too, right?
Yes, we have herbs. So to answer your first question, I'm not a nutritionist. So if someone wants like a meal plan or detailed advice, then I will refer them out. But something basic, I can talk with them. Like, if you're eating McDonald's 3 times a day, maybe not a good idea.
Exactly.
If you're eating ice cream after every meal, maybe replace that with apple, things like that.
Right. Well, I mean, for us, like I said, I feel like that's common sense, but you're right. There are people that just don't really
Or you don't
understand that.
you don't really like maybe pay attention to like how often you eat certain things. It's like always when you do a food journal that you're like, oh, okay, you just don't realize it.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
We hear that all the time. They go, I don't know. I never thought about it.
Right?
Yeah. And your second question, herbs. We prescribe herbs. The herbs are also custom made. And herbs are just like food. Some of the herbs that are in our pharmacy, you'll be familiar.
Right.
Because they are licorice,
Like St. John's
ginseng.
wort and things
Yeah,
like that, right?
Yeah, things like that. Mint leaves and, cinnamon.
Does that
So
fall under Oriental medicine as well?
It falls under Oriental medicine. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a firm believer in supplements, and I used to not be because, like I said, I went to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, it's a waste of time. You're wasting your money. You're just gonna, pee it all out. So don't even bother." But I don't believe that now.
Well, supplements are like that, right? Excess you will pee it out. But like I said, the Chinese herbal medicines are just like food. It's something that your body will need,
Like absorb
right?
kind of thing.
Yeah. And our herbal prescriptions are to restore your organ function. So
Okay.
one of the things that I do is I read your pulse on your wrist, and I will, evaluate how your organs are working.
Based
and
off your
I will,
pulse?
Based upon pulse.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thousands of years ago, they didn't have fancy equipment like MRI or blood pressure things. So they learned to read the body. So I utilize functional pulse diagnosis, and it is amazing. It is thousands of years old tool, and it is still accurate today.
But so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
we unconsciously use that knowledge though. When you look at someone and look someone in the eye, you can tell if the person's sad or stressed out, things like that.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's all amazing, and I want to continue talking about this when we get back from break. So everybody stay tuned for more BaaD Radio.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Frogger's Grill and Bar. Looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones? Then you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar. And don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu where everything is fresh, never frozen. And with four great locations, there is bound to be one near you: Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun. I love those. I love those little sayings in there. I think they're great. So, okay, we're here with medical acupuncture in Oviedo, and we've been talking with Hiroko, and we're going to continue this conversations because it's kind of fascinating. It's fascinating to me that the practices that you're using today were created, established thousands of years ago, and that, like you mentioned, it's without all these fancy, you know,
Tools
machines
and technology.
and things, and it's like they had to use just the brains. And sometimes I feel like it would just be so nice just to revert back to that. I know it'd be better on my pocketbook, but anyway. So
Can we talk a little bit more, because we kind of breezed by what acupuncture is? It just, you said it relies on your body to heal itself, but can we talk a little bit more about like what it is? Like, you use needles and to go,
like the
are there
process,
are there pressure are there certain points, and do the certain areas mean certain things, and how it
I love
how
it.
that all like stimulates your body to do anything at all? Like,
Yeah, so acupuncture is stimulating your body, our body, with tiny needles. And traditionally, there are acupuncture points. There are 365 acupuncture points
throughout your whole body.
Throughout whole body. And there are extra points. So altogether, there are thousands of acupuncture points, inclling ears,
So there's like
your
300
scalp.
something primary, and then there's secondary ones.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
And
that's
so
right.
you had to memorize all of them?
For board exam, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
All
what
right.
they do. Yeah, and there are different schools of acupuncture, meaning different approaches or different belief, or,
Okay.
you know.
Well, I remember before we talked about part of it's like it used to be, some people have like the spiritual part, but you come from the physician part. You're coming from the medical view of it.
Yeah, we are more clinical.
Clinical. That was the word I was looking for.
Set
Thank you.
up. And acupuncture technique I use is called restorative acupuncture. We are one of the pioneers of restorative acupuncture. And the technique we use is, so if you think about this, all what happens in your body will eventually come back to your brain, right? But compared to your body, your brain is small. So all
Right.
that information has to come back through your nervous system, and some of those signals or information will overlap or end up in the same area. So what the acupuncture does is stimulate the area of the body that will correspond with the area of the body that is hurting or not functioning right, so that the brain can recognize that something is happening there. We need to do something about it. So acupuncture uses brain as a mediator by stimulating certain point of the body to help heal another area of the body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it as like a conductor. So you're kind of like helping the body. So I'm hurt in my knee, and it hurts, and my brain's like, okay, I get it. It hurts down there, but you know, we're thinking about stuff over here. And then with the acupuncture, it's kind of like a little poke that says, "Hello, brain. Hello. You know,
Exactly.
you need to take care of this over here."
Yeah.
That's like the simplest way I can think about it. So
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Our body is amazing, this God-given body that self-heals without us thinking about it, right? You know, we don't think about blood pressure or blood sugar.
unless it's
or-
really high,
Yeah,
and then you like
right.
get freaked out.
Yeah, or, you know, we don't filter our blood when we think, oh, our blood need filtration. It's a little bit dirty. Our kidney does that.
Right.
When we get little cut, when we bump into something and we get bruised, it just heals itself.
Right.
It looks like magic, but it's not. It's because the body, the part of the body and the brain is communicating, and the brain goes, ooh, we got bruised there, so let's heal it. But especially with chronic pain, when something stays there for a long time, then after a while, brain is like, well, it's not healing. Not only that, some new problem happens, so the brain's attention goes to that, and the area that still needs attention is kind of left out. So what
That's so
acupuncture
amazing.
does
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
it kind of reminds brain, hey, remember this area? You know, it needs attention. So some people, we call it fast responders, the acupuncture, you know, that's all they need. But acupuncture, another thing acupuncture does, it improves the blood circulation in the
Right.
body.
I've heard that before,
Mhm.
and that's good because that
Yeah.
that promotes the healing process as well, right?
Absolutely, because our body needs blood. Blood carries oxygen and blood carries nutrients, right? So going back to, for example, herbs. Okay, I can improve the blood circulation in your body, but if your blood doesn't have enough nutrients for body to use and heal, then I'm just helping circulate the junk.
Right? No, I get
Yeah,
it.
you know, if all your blood has pizzas and ice creams and McDonald's, it probably doesn't provide your body, your muscles, ligaments, tendons, and cells, and your heart what it needs to function like it was designed to.
So somebody that has a poor diet can actually take them longer to heal like I said, a back pain or like a hurt knee or something.
You nailed it. So over the
Wow.
years, I would treat someone for low back pain, and I would treat 50 patients. Not exactly the same way, everybody, but you know, principle is the same. And some people will respond really quickly, and some people take a long time. And it always, you know, made me wonder,
Right.
like, why do some people respond so well and some people take a long time? So that's when I started asking them about what they're eating and what they're doing outside of, you know,
Right. The
just
acupuncture.
talking about
Right.
their medical condition. And I found out that those people who respond really well are healthy people. They pay
Exercising,
attention
right.
to their diet. They pay attention, sleep. They sleep well. They exercise on a regular basis. So I'm now a big believer that the whole lifestyle is very important.
Definitely.
Acupuncture is just part of that.
Let's talk about the needles. Let's just talk. That's the elephant in the room right here
Yeah.
because we all know what people are scared of, and the people are scared of needles. So, how do you overcome that? And I mean, I'm guessing that it gets to a certain point, and sometimes we're like, I'm in so much pain, I'll try anything, and that's when you get that call.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The needles that we use are nothing like what you see in a hospital when you get blood drawn. The needles we use are thinner than our hair. So
Oh.
it is super thin. Do you feel it? You may. It
I
is
can hear her. Uh-huh.
'Cause I went.
but it feels like a little mosquito bite.
I don't have a problem with needles, but
Yeah.
I know like my son, he basically turns like the color of he just turns green and like super lightheaded.
Just by thinking about
Thinking
it.
about
Right?
it.
Yeah, yeah. Most of our patients who has fear of the needles will find out that it's nothing to worry about after first acupuncture.
It's really not. I did actually. I was one of Hiroko's patients, and I do not like needles. Anytime I get blood drawn, I am obviously nervous, and I would maybe recommend if someone were to take some sort of something to calm them down, because she is completely right. You don't feel, it's not like stabbing pain. It is small, but even just the anxiety of just not liking the needles.
The whole thing is so weird. Like I don't have a problem with needles. I can give myself a shot. I can give my husband
Oh,
a shot.
God.
I can do that in a heartbeat.
No.
But today Tom had a cut on his finger, and putting a Band-Aid on the cut like made me just like I could feel it through my whole stomach. So don't ask me why.
Well, everybody's different.
Everybody's different, but it is bizarre. But
If you have an aversion to like needles, I would recommend maybe taking something to calm you or something. But she's right; it's not super painful, but still like mentally,
Right.
for me, the anxiety. I was like, this is countering anything good
Right.
this is doing, because I'm too anxious. Yeah.
Oh, well, we're coming up to break again. I can't believe another 10 minutes has gone by. But we still have another segment, so everybody stay tuned. We're having more BaaD Radio coming up.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Liberty Property Inspections. Your home is one of your most important investments, so don't trust it to just anyone. LibertyPropertyInspections.net, helping you protect your investment. We'd also like to thank our additional sponsors for making BaaD Radio a reality, Bolts Legal, Crazy Muscle Nutrition, Imbalance Bodywork, Forge IT Consulting, and Body Street in Winter Park. All right, so we have just, this whole hour has literally flown by. So we're here with Hiroko, and she is with medical acupuncture, and we've talked about so many different things. And I was like, during the break, I'm like, what else? I mean, what specifically do you want to talk about? And she's like, let's just keep going in the way we're going. So that's what we're going to do. We did mention something before the show, though, as far as like it is a practice, it is a clinic. How does it fit in the world of Western medicine? Is it something that can be covered by insurance, or how does that work? Or is it like pay per go kind of thing?
Okay, so to answer your insurance question, more and more insurance companies are offering acupuncture benefits.
Oh, really?
So,
I'm surprised to hear that, to be honest with you.
So the first thing I would do, if you want to use your insurance benefit, to call your insurance company and find out first if you have acupuncture coverage, and if you do, how many visits are covered.
That's how they base it as on like how many visits.
And very importantly, if there what conditions they cover. Okay, so many people have seen on TV commercials that Medicare is starting to cover acupuncture. Medicare pays for acupuncture for only low back pain, and they will pay only if it's administered by medical doctor or under the supervision of medical doctor.
Okay.
So we are cash-based practice, meaning that we will collect the fee for the service, and we will provide a receipt or super bills, insurance claim form. And what our patients do is that they will mail that claim form directly to their insurance company, and whatever they're entitled to under their specific coverage, they will get reimbursement for that.
Okay. So it's not like you take the insurance card and you do all the things. That's something that they do on their end, which is, like I said, I think that that's efficient.
Yeah, at our practice, that's how it works. But you may be able to find different acupuncture clinics who will do that on behalf of you. In order for that acupuncture clinic to file insurance for you, they have to be in network. They have to have a contractual agreement with the insurance company to do that.
I can't stand insurance companies.
Yeah, since we are out of network and we don't have any contract with any insurance company, we are not able to submit the claim for our patients.
You know what? Like I said, I'm not. What is the right terminology for? Is it concierge medicine, where it's going away from more and more practices are opening, not just chiropractic, but just in all health and wellness that are being cash based, because
And a direct primary care.
just because getting through all the stuff with insurance is enough to make you have to get on like medication just to take your anxiety level down, or you know what I mean, your blood pressure down. And I can't stand it. So I'm all for like the concierge kind of practice. So like I said, so how does it work? They have their initial meeting, and then do you put together like a plan of how many visits that they need, or how does that work?
So it all depends on how their body responds to acupuncture.
I'm just curious what kind of time frame. So you said you do the sample. Does it take a week for them to come back? I mean, when are they expected to see some results?
For most people, I will prescribe 3 assessment visits within 7 days.
Okay.
That will give me accurate assessment to create a plan for them, how frequent they need to come in, and what we need to do to help them achieve their goals. It all depends on what they want to achieve. Some people, if all they want is symptom relief, that's what we will do. If they have a specific goals, like I want to be able to play golf every weekend. Now, I want to be able to pick up my grandchildren.
Sure.
I want to be able to go see my son play baseball and want to be able to sit there for the entire game.
Right.
You know, that's what we do. So
those are some really good goals.
Yeah, so we divide our care in 3 phases. The first one is relief and corrective phase, where I will focus on number 1, helping reduce the symptoms that you are.
So do you have a lot of people come in and it's like, I need help like right now, like this pain in my lower back is killing me? I mean, do you have that often?
We do have have often. Our schedule gets filled pretty quickly. So typically, when people call, we are scheduling people out 3, 4, 5 weeks out.
Oh,
So if you have pain right now, you know, sometimes we refer them out
sure.
to another acupuncture clinic that we have relationship with.
Right.
So we're not like walk-in emergency or urgent
Okay,
type
that's
of
good to know. Right, right.
practice.
Mhm.
But a lot of people we see coming with chronic pain.
Mhm.
And like you mentioned earlier, they have tried everything and
They're like,
we are the last resort. So
I'm
oftentimes,
sorry, girl. I'm sorry that you're the last resort.
so oftentimes, you know, people will wait to come in to see us. We have over 300 5-star reviews on
Oh my
Google.
gosh, that's
And
amazing.
so we do produce phenomenal results.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
My experience was really nice. I really
were
liked
you in there for pain?
no anxiety, but I was way beyond the point. I was like, I needed to be sat down and talked to for a long time. But she was extremely professional, and just like how she was saying, like she does the first 3 appointments to kind of gauge your body because she wants to make sure that she's actually getting results. And I really like that. It wasn't like a thing where it was like you're just going to keep going and you're going to assign people up for a bunch of different sessions that nothing's actually going to happen. She wants to make sure that it's actually going to be something that's beneficial so people aren't wasting their time.
No, that's wonderful.
yeah, we have a measurable target that we want to hit. You know, by this time we want you to be 50% better. By this time we want you to be 70% better. And by this time we're expecting 90% better. And we'll explain all that based on the result of rate of response test. And
What is do you call them sessions? What does a session look like? I mean, do people come in and you showed me the room to the side, but I mean, how does it all work?
So the treatment, people will walk in and we will take them to what we call healing room. So we have recliners with dimmed light and white noise machine. At our clinic, people don't get undressed. So they will come in, they will have a seat on the recliner and make themselves comfortable.
Can you do acupuncture through clothes?
Not through clothes, but I will do acupuncture where I can access. And we tell people to wear comfortable clothes where they can roll up their sleeve to the shoulder or roll up their pants to the knees. And I will do acupuncture in a lot of times your arms, legs.
That's
your
the most
head.
common areas
Yeah.
kind of thing. So how long does it usually take for you to put all those in, and then how long do they have to wait for them to take effect?
It takes me a couple of minutes to place all the needles, and I leave the needles 30 minutes.
Okay, so they sit there for 30 minutes. So bring a book or something along those lines.
Yeah, books are good, but we encourage people to just put their cell phone down and close their eyes.
Oh,
a lot of
it's nap time.
It's a
Yes,
nap session.
exactly.
Yes.
It feels like a spa. In there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, we are working with brain and
Right.
helping your body to, wake up
Right.
and do what they're supposed to do. So if you're watching something and your brain is too busy, then you kind of lose.
Oh,
some of
yeah.
that.
I'm all about nap time. So we are wrapping up the show right now. So go ahead, and you've been a wonderful guest. Thank you. Go ahead and give all of your contact information out.
Okay. We are located in Oviedo. Our phone number is 407-497-8446. The website is medicalacupuncturegroup.com. We have a QR code. When you scan it, it will take you to all of our social media, TikTok, Facebook,
Awesome.
Instagram.
I know she's the bomb on TikTok and Instagram,
She,
Facebook.
she is. You can find me at strikingbrand.com or email melissa@strikingbrand.com.
And a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for tuning in. Have a great week, everyone.